It's time to focus on the things you need, the things you deserve. You deserve a healthy body, supplements that get you moving and keep you moving, that make you feel good, look good, do good. And they shouldn't contain GMOs, artificial ingredients, or heavy metals, ever. Supplements that are clinically studied, use proven absorption technologies, are designed by scientists, and are ethically sourced and produced. Supplements with everything you need, nothing you don't. You deserve a company that you can trust, that's dedicated to safe manufacturing practices and third-party testing, that ensures the highest quality of effectiveness from extraction of ingredients all the way to the composition of the packaging. Wait a second. You deserve to see the process. You deserve a company led by a CEO with a deep belief in the power of people, dedicated to inspiring entrepreneurs to achieve success. A company with a phytonutrient chemist and expert on natural molecules who is obsessed with human health and has your best interest in mind to design its products. A board comprised of talented doctors from around the world. You deserve to be surrounded by people you trust and look up to. Empowered ambassadors that inspire wellness every day. Leaders who are rooting for you to be the best version of yourself. A community that works hard and plays hard. You deserve to experience adventures that take you around the world, and you deserve to be recognized for your hard work. It's time to get what you deserve. It's time to shift your focus. 3.
Hello, everybody from around the world. This is Samson Li coming to you from Los Angeles, California. Welcome to today's Empowerment Tuesday. Anyway, very happy to be here with all of you. Very honored to be able to share with you some, hopefully, thought-provoking ideas that can help you in your business. So today we're going to talk about something called accelerate forward. So maybe some of you are brand new to the business, and others of you may be in a period of time, and like any business, there's ups and downs. So this webinar is for all of you out there. Okay. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get it started. So today we're going to get to the point right away and share with you my ideas about moving the business forward and literally accelerate it forward. Okay. So maybe some of you come into the business with certain things you want to achieve, certain dreams you thought about, and maybe thought you lost the opportunity, but maybe this business will give you that, and that's why you're here. Maybe there's even something very personal, something that you want to do for yourself and your family, or maybe for other people. I don't know. So how though to get there, right? Doesn't matter where you are. Maybe you're just starting, or like I said, been in the business for a little bit of time. So, well, first of all, I think we have to think about, well, what motivates ourselves to move the business forward. Now, as I travel around the world and, just came back from Asia, very exciting, great energy, Malaysia office opening, and also we have our Taiwan office opening and a lot of things going on in Asia Pacific. But also in North America, we launch a new product at our annual convention end of June. There's a lot of external things that we can be happy about. And it is helping us move the business forward, but just by the sheer amount of energy, excitement that people feel. So maybe then we need to think about, well, what is your fuel? What fuels your excitement, your energy, your power or empowerment in terms of moving the business? What is your motivation? Well, we can look at the internal and external things that we're going to talk about today that motivates you or moves your business forward or literally can accelerate your business. Well, a lot of times in business, we just don't know what we don't know. That means, like me, coming from traditional business background, like in real estate or in my retail business, in my furniture business, or even as an auctioneer, I never took the time to think about why I do what I do. And there's definitely something internal or external that motivates me once I spend the time to think about it. But as I was thinking about it, I just thought, well, is it possible, not possible, to really live the life that I want? And few of us actually spend the time to think about that. But we don't know what we don't know, as in we don't know what is possible. If I look back, um, maybe in 1995, transitioning from real estate to retail business. And I just thought, oh, just a way to make money. Just maybe I can make a good living and, live a decent life and didn't think too much. And 20, 25, 26 years old back then, that's all I thought. And every day I can do what I need to do and I will move forward in life. That's what I thought. But then, anyway, 30 something years later, and when I look back, I realized, you know what? That was just that was just something that I took a little time to think about and really didn't have a plan at all, right? Didn't think it through, didn't think it short term and long term. So, and being, coming from just an average family, got a college degree in finance and real estate, willing to work hard, but like anybody, but just, really nobody to, oh, lead me to do this or that, just everything by myself. And I just didn't know what was possible, didn't know my own potential. And most people out there don't know their own potential. And that's why it's important to know, to look at first what fuels you, what gets you excited out of bed, right? Most people like me, when I got into this industry 20 years ago, I just thought, oh, it would be nice to, wake up in a house that I own and maybe in an environment that I enjoy. And maybe when I open the garage door, I have some fancy car there, right? And maybe I live in an area that is safe and maybe nice in terms of weather, maybe neighborhood beauty, all that. That's what I thought. And that was very external, but at the same time, I only could think of one thing at that time because 20 years ago, I had gotten out of the furniture business, up and down, lost a lot of money. I was working just as an auctioneer, paycheck to paycheck, and that was all that I knew. And I just wish I had just a happy life. I mean, I made money before at that time. I realized that, oh, money can have a lot more things and you can have comfort, but at the same time, those are very short term, to be honest. So as somebody young and having the need to mature and now 50 mid 50s, there's many things that we need to look at, and those maybe those things can fuel what we do, who we are. There's a saying, I love listening to some of the most famous speakers. I love, for example, Zig Ziglar. He said, first you have to be before you can get, and you got to go get before you can have. That's a mouthful right there. What does it mean to be? Well, you know, if we talk about making money, if we talk about business, it's about your value, who you are as a person. What is your value? What do you know? What do you have to offer? And that's beside knowledge and hard work, right? Do you have some heart? Do you have some persistence? Do you have some consistency in what you do? Do you have those habits that can create your success? Yeah, I mean, many years ago, I didn't know I needed those because there's no college or university that teaches that. And literally, it's a school of life, right? I mean, that's why entrepreneurship is so different. And very few colleges teach entrepreneurship, right? So, yeah, what are some of those internal things inside you that gets you excited, right? Now, having come full circle, having 20 years in the industry, travel the world, make millions of dollars in the industry over the years, I found my joy in what I do and who I am. The joy is joy. Joy is a little bit more happiness than more than happiness because joy is sustained happiness, right? In a way, yeah. So there's definitely something bigger for all of us out there, and how we um, develop ourselves, how we find what we want is a beautiful journey, and we get paid for that in our industry. So what if, for example, if you have kids that you love seeing them succeed, you love seeing them grow, right? And you love seeing them progress in from a baby to a toddler to a child to growing into teenagers and adult having success in their life. That's a joy you cannot buy. It's just pure effort and love that you need to pour into your child or maybe somebody in your business that can help them create their success. At the same time, you yourself, maybe that's the fuel. That's one of the fuels that can feed you, your passion, get you excited. Okay. Because, there's a study over the years, someone looked at just what makes an entrepreneur successful. One of the very common things is energy, the amount of energy they have every day to accomplish what they want. And that energy comes from a field. Maybe they're developed over when they were a child, or maybe learned through necessities of life. They need to get ahead. They never stop. Doesn't matter if it's for business or personal, whatever, they're always on the go. Well, yeah, what fuels the energy? Or is it positive things, or the things I've found that are negative fuels people who don't have energy? I guess that's very straight to the point, yeah. So your internal is very important, and the external is also very important. They need to be in balance, like I said. So for me in the industry, as I see people succeed and people who I thought they could never succeed and having success, it just blows my mind. And that makes me so much happier that I'm in the industry and knowing that with the same products and compensation plan and business platform, people can have success. Okay. So for me, it's seeing other people becoming successful. And also, look, if you become successful, money comes automatically, right? If you do the right thing with the right intentions. And as a result, you're gonna have money, and money in a way is like energy. It's your ability to do more and to have more. So that's the external thing that most people look at, okay, that fuels them. So it's important though to have goals and dreams. And like I said, anything is possible. If your dreams are filled with, wonderful things, physical and not physical, that's amazing. Or if there are things that you want to do, maybe you want to fund your kids' education. For example, I have three kids, so I want to make sure they have some money, for their education if they need it. They need to grow into that person to be successful, right? You got to be before you can get, and you got to go get before you can have, right? Like Zig Ziglar say. So have those goals and define them. Um, what I did many years ago, maybe it was self-taught or I don't know how it came to me, but having lost the money at the time, having being at maybe the valley of my life, I thought, well, let's see, I don't have much money, so it's only up, right? If I work hard, I'm gonna make money. It's just a matter of what direction, where do I spend my time and effort? So this is what I realized. First, when you set goals, don't say, oh, I want to make $5 million. There has to be a reason. Why you want to make $5 million? Oh, it is to have this. Okay, but then why you want that? So ask yourself, keep asking yourself questions. Why? And really go down and define it. One of the exercises that I learned over the years is it's like it's a thought a thought process where you put a reason and you put different reasons behind that reason. Okay. And that will help you develop your goals in more detail. And goals definitely need to have less expiration date, right? A time when you want to achieve it. And then you go quantify how much money you need to achieve it. Okay? So those are the things that I would recommend you do, how to set goals, right? So for example, let's say you want to buy a house. Well, if you want to buy a house, why you want to buy a house? Where? When? How big? Nowadays there's a lot of real estate apps where you can go shopping for houses online to see how many bedroom, what features that they have, what amenities they have, and maybe you can go look at open houses, places where they just show, houses selling. You want to go take a look, and that's kind of like window shopping, but it helps you to make it more real in your mind because when it's real in your mind is like it's like we're born with that hunter gatherer kind of instinct, right? So our mind sees what our mind want or in a way already have, right? So when you have those goals, make it real. First, you have to be. So literally, imagine as if you're already there. You already have the house. So and then you look at how much it would cost, what area you're going to live in, what floor you're going to live. I don't know. Maybe you're in a big city with high rise, or maybe you want to live in a countryside or on a beach. Well, what kind of house? Look, make it real. Maybe even print it out. Make a dream board, right? So you are clear. Stick it on your mirror. Put it in your wallet. Whatever you need to do. So like, set goals like that. If you want to help other people succeed, well, how many people you want to succeed, right? Now, Jim Rohn, over the years, he's told many stories, and the master of self-development, he say, look, if you're strong, you can carry one on your back, and if you're really strong, maybe two, but for sure not three. So if you're going to help other people succeed, it's not necessary to have thousands that you personally help succeed, but rather definitely enough people around you. Maybe the literally the exact person who you want to help succeed, but also how many people, so you can quantify what that is. And over time, actually, you can do that in our compensation plan if it was through three, right? If it was through the business. Okay. For example, you want to be 6 stars, you need six 3-star teams, individual legs or teams, right? That you sponsored, or 8 or 12, whatever you want. You set the number. And what rank do they need to be? You want to help them to be 4-star, 5-star, 6-star, 7-star, and automatically you become 7-star or gold, diamond, and beyond, right? So those are very specific. Now, dreams, well, think about what kind of life you want. Like like I said before in the previous slide, what would make you excited every day? How maybe also how you can provide for yourself and your family, not only children, maybe your elderly parents. What are your dreams? What are the things you wanted to travel the world? Have the time freedom and financial freedom, be independent outside the system. What is it? Write those things down. And the more refined it is, the more important it is because clarity is power. Over the years, let me tell you, over the years, the people that build the business the fastest, they have clarity of what they want. They have that drive. They know they will get there. They don't know when, but they're gonna put the work in. They're gonna start on day one, and they don't waste a minute. Okay. So yeah, and to have that clarity at the same time, you got to know in a way clearly where you come from, your past, and if you have some issues, well, what can resolve it? Well, if you can resolve those, you're going to move into the future, right? But every day is the future. And what is your future like? Like I said, what's your goals and dreams? So that vision of where you want to be is so important, right? You got to be there as you got to visualize it as if you were there already. And there's actually something interesting because your mind cannot tell what is imagined and what is real. If you close your eyes and imagine that you're standing at the top of the Twin Towers in Kuala Lumpur or the Empire State Building, or and looking straight down, trust me, your mind will make it real. You will feel that you feel the height if you have that good of imagination. That, in a way, is how clearly you need to articulate your vision for yourself and your business and your family. It's also then focus. Now, I almost said it when I talk about clarity, but like I said, the people that are fastest know what they want and they go get it. And oftentimes, though, a lot of people, though, they get distracted and they leak energy. What I mean is that the energy that you spend thinking those thoughts, the energy that you spend doing those activities, you end up thinking and doing things that's irrelevant, is not productive to your business. Okay. So that I call energy leakage. Okay. Well, I'm not going to mention who, but recently had a little, breakfast with a business partner of mine, and something happened, and then she let out just like on the side slide like a little negative in a way statement. I thought, oh, where did that come from? Right. And so why, but so I just point out that, often many of us, we have those thoughts that's not productive. And when we have those thoughts, we waste that energy thinking about it. And we also and waste that piece of emotion that's attached to the thought. Okay? So really, when you catch yourself having those negative feelings or thoughts and absolutely not productive and things you cannot control and you're doing that, that's energy leakage. And what I would suggest is put your hand on your shoulder and brush it off and say, thanks for sharing. You know, that's your ego talking. That's what it is. All right. Your ego, in a way, is there. The only function is to protect your psyche. But oftentimes now, as we go through life, it's irrelevant. It's not necessary. But your ego clearly points out many things that, oh, why are the way we are? Why are we protecting ourselves from this? And why do we act that way? Part of self-development, okay? Very important part. But a lot of that is energy leakage. You're wasting time and energy on non-productive things. So I hope you get what I'm talking about because this is what I had to learn and what I realized over the years. And when I want to focus, I really need to focus. I do nothing else but really focus, get the things done. Okay. So being an entrepreneur is not easy. You got to learn that successful mindset. And part of that are the habits, right? Look, like the assertiveness, the skills, and the habit of learning knowledge all the time and learning leadership, like being a part of leadership and learning it and doing it and really learning how to create that strategy for your success. Now, I know some of you out there, okay, are have been working and trying and trying and trying, not getting a success that you thought you would. Well, there is definitely something missing in how you think and what you're doing. I just want to say it straight because same thing happened to me. My first few years in the industry, I was, I can enroll people, they buy product, but then they never grow. It's like, what is wrong? What am I doing? I want it, but yet I did not do it enough. I did not have the right mindset. I still have my boss mentality. You know what a boss mentality is? A boss mentality is a mentality that never go ask question because a boss knows everything, right? So I still in my old retail and real estate business mindset. I can handle it. I can do it. I know, and I just go, I know. Actually, somebody said that two of the most dangerous words in the English language is I know. So I know, right, Mr. No, I know it all, right? And yet at the same time, they turn down a lot of good things, and they're also Mr. No, 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 no. So Mr. No and Mr. No are no good. Okay. But being an entrepreneur, you really need to let go of yourself. If you want it bad enough, I've seen people do it. They turn the whole business around because they want it so bad. They're willing to overcome themselves. And that's the hardest part of the business. They are willing to overcome, challenge their own existing thinking. They would challenge their own ego. They would challenge their own emotions to overcome themselves, to move the business forward, to close the energy leakage, to build habits that can move the business forward on a daily basis, if not by the hour, if not by the minute. Okay. And so, to refine all that, yeah, it's like getting a PhD in our industry, but it starts with one step at a time, 1% a day. So teamwork is so important because, yeah, you know what? We might know, and yeah, we can do, but if you do by yourself, you never get ahead because this business in any big business, if that's what you want your business to be, it takes people. So it takes a lot of people. The bigger the business, the more people needs to be involved. Like any business, like a corporation, like the government, like other businesses that you think are successful. It's way more than just yourself. Okay? So what you're doing, you're actually out there looking for people to work with to build the business together for mutual benefit, to build a global business that will down the road run by itself with or without you through a system. And that's what we talk about. You got to learn, use, participate in the global system. Now, there are many leaders out there because they have never built a global business. They don't have that vision or they only look at what they have. When you only look at the chickens that you have in your hand and you plan accordingly, and your vision is only what's in front of you, your growth is limited unless your mind is open to possibilities. Okay? So always have a global vision. Always talk about a global business because if you do it, your team will do it. And somebody, if it's not you, someone will manifest it and they will start building this global business. If you don't know somebody, it's okay. Build local, go global, but always think about global. Now, in terms of the system, global system, a system that runs, there's many parts. There's training, that how to enroll, how to connect. So we have that global connect on the our Spark Global YouTube channel. We have the Global Connect to teach you the nitty gritty. We have the Empowerment Tuesday to give you inspiration. And also, we have Wellness Wednesday to share the product and the science. And of course, Opportunity on Monday that helps you share the opportunity through the mouth of another leader who is successful. That's how the business is done. Other people work for you if you only knew it. That's what the system is. Now, many years ago, I struggled because I did not use a system. I worked it like as in my real estate, as in my furniture business. I can do it. I go talking, I go do it. But if it's only you, no, your business will never grow. Sorry to say, it'll be way too small. It's funny. Kim always said, if you know everybody in your group is too small. Okay. So there is an art to it. And that's what we're here to teach. So learn it. So you hear the training. I mean, look, I remember, I remember over and over again with the people who become successful, people who come from nothing, first time in an industry. What they do, they spend all their time, whatever time they have, learning about the business from many different leaders. And we have all that on Spark Global. You know, for example, something that came to me recently was, this month I've been traveling a lot, all over the world, literally. And as I was on the plane, and it was a flight where I spent a lot of time during the day waking hours, doing flying on the plane. There's a lot of movies you can watch. There's a lot of documentaries. There's a lot of TV shows you can watch on the plane. But you know what happened? When I was flipping through, I said, I'm not interested in any of these. None of these are productive. They're like, about this and that. I'm like totally not interested. I'd rather just maybe listen to my recorded or downloaded YouTube videos or something where I can learn something, in life that keeps me moving in the direction of my life that I want it to be, right? So I thought, wow, that was quite thought provoking. I couldn't find any new movies at all that I want to see. I just want to watch things that that fills my soul, that fills my passion. That's it. And helps me with the business, with my mindset. That's it. And my interest has totally shifted. Okay. So yeah, that's sometimes the most successful people in the business, even if it's your first time, even their first time, they spend a lot of time learning whatever time they have. And then also whatever time they have doing. So you got to learn, use the system and participate. System has a lot of components, including events, right? So besides the online webinars, we have in person, right? So there's a lot of events, and the more meetings we participate in, that we use to bring guests to expose them, they could become customers or brand ambassador, and also participate ourselves, learning and doing the training, volunteering at the in-person events or at a local meeting or a coffee shop meeting, whatever it is. By participating, we also learn the process, how the system works and how to build the system ourselves in person or online down the road for us, for yourself and your own team. Okay? So learn, use, participate is very important. And in the system, there's a lot of events. So the more meetings you have, the more you're gonna make. More meetings mean more money, the five M's. And I look at it and I don't let any and the way I look at it is in a way where I feel that it doesn't leak any energy, like very focused, is that whatever event, whatever meeting it is, I need to move my business forward with it one way or another, either internally, changing my mindset, or externally, enrolling people into the business as a customer, uh, or business partner, and them buying products and teaching them to get into the system so they can learn at the same time. For sure, we cannot babysit everybody. Like I said before, if you know everybody in your team is too small. Okay, you got to give them some latitude and say, hey, you know what? Let's get serious. If you have a serious attitude, they will have a serious attitude. If they don't match your serious attitude, they might not work. Might not want as bad as you. But at the beginning, look, if they're in the business, plug into the system on the very first day. No excuse, because it's important. Why people invest money, right? So that is very important. Now, the last part is you got to, all this means plug into the system. Okay. Then your business will go like a rocket. That's the idea, right? And as you and your team plug into the system, the more they learn, the more they use it, the more they do in it, the more confident they feel, the more money they will bring in, and they start growing. And that in itself is how you're going to accelerate your business. Bring that energy forward. Okay. Like if it's your first day that you join, what did you see? What did you feel? Right? Are you ready to go? Who are you going to talk to? Right? Many times I've seen that, as people look at the opportunity and they're thinking about it, well, before they even enroll, they already know who they're going to talk to. I mean, right? I think all of us probably thought about that, right? Thought like that and felt like that, right? Because of the excitement that we feel. Your energy comes from, the right side of your brain. That's where your imagination and inspiration and motivation comes from. It's beyond material, right? It's non-material. And that's where the energy comes from, your fuel. And think about it, why you enjoy the business, what you really trying to get out of it, goals and dreams. And think about that deeply. Trust me, it's beyond who you know. They say your network is your net worth, but it takes you bringing forth that energy from internally to bring that, to manifest this into your physical, your external. So that's actually the secret. It doesn't matter how long you've been. Imagine as if it's your first day. Ignite that spark again. Because with your spark, you can transfer that spark to somebody else. When a lot of sparks come together, you're going to have a fire. All right. So I hope this Zoom helps you. And, my suggestion, replay it again, again, and again as a reminder. Uh, 20 plus years is gotten me pretty far. And I pray that all of you out there will have what I have gotten out of it, both internal and external. Okay. All right. God bless all of you. We'll see you on the next Empowerment Tuesday. Take care, folks. Thank you.